Hey guys, G here. Welcome back to Luna Geckos. We got a big surprise today. Any ideas what it is? I'll give you a hint. It's one of the hardest things to find in the entire reptile kingdom. That's right. Any guesses?
It's the Ark of the Covenant.
No. Indiana Jones already found that.
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones, hold on to your potatoes.
What else?
Is it a unicorn?
No. Just go to Florida, go to the beach. Half the girls with tattoos have one of those. The other half have a butterfly. Isn't Florida Fish and Wildlife trying to ban unicorns? And sea monkeys? They're invasive. So it's not the Ark of the Covenant. It's not a unicorn. Certainly not a butterfly. What could it be? Well, listen to the intro, and when we get back, we'll open it up.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
All right, we're back. And you know what else I realized? This is the same shirt I had on in last Sunday's video. So through the magic of YouTube, I say we change clothes. Better? Hey, where'd my box go? Oh, magic G in the house, baby. Are you ready to see what's in it? Handy dandy? Scalpel. It's actually scissors. Remember, the hardest, rarest thing on planet Earth. Are you excited? That was a little messy. Alright, so it's not an animal. It's a thermostat, a Herpstat 2 with SpyderWeb, so we can watch over the internet exactly what our temperatures are. Never had one of these before. We've only ever used the VE models. We have 300 X2s throughout the room here, and I've used 200s from time to time. Love the 300s. They are nowhere to be found on planet Earth. I was able to score one of these, and we're going to try it out. Our plan for 2022 is because of the SpyderWeb technology, where we can monitor temperatures remotely. This will actually be the thermostat on our incubators. But we're in the middle of the season. Our incubators still have a lot of eggs in them. Not quite ready to test a new thermostat that I've never used before with all of our eggs. So for now, we're going to put it on the insect rack. Crickets and dubia are going to get SpyderWeb technology. But first, we got to take the old one off. Let's get into it. Alright, there she is. We got the crickets and the dubia out. They're just sitting aside in their tubs. We got to get the old VE 300X2 out of here. You can see the heat tape in the back. The probes are taped onto the heat tape. It needs a good wipe down because it's been sitting back in the corner. It's got cobwebs and dust and everything all over it. So we're going to wipe it down, and then we'll take off the old thermostat and start putting on the new Herpstat 2. Woo! A lot of spiders. They like crickets. About as clean as she's gonna get. Now we got to take off the old probes. Not a big deal, just a little bit of tape on the top and the bottom rack. The Herpstat uses completely different probes than these, so I can't just plug the probes in that already are on there. We have to actually take them off and put the new ones on. So let's do that. Manual labor stinks. Boy, that duct tape's really on there. One down. 2. Alright, the old probes are out. Set them aside. get the new probes in. I hate these little things. We're gonna use zip ties. You always wanna make sure that you bundle up the extra slack and you tie it, because it's a big risk. A lot of times when people are moving their racks around, if you have wire just dangling, it can get caught on something, pull the probe off of the heat tape, and then cause it to overheat because it's reading in the wrong spot. It's not reading on the heat tape. Say this is the heat tape, this is the probe, it comes off, completely different reading. So it's gonna keep heating and it's ultimately gonna overheat and maybe even start a fire. Always bundle up the extra slack. Hot in here, and Poppy's over there lighting it up. So I'm sweating and it stinks. Why? Why? Okay, so we're gonna run the new probe through the hole in the back of the rack, put it against the heat tape, secure it with foil tape, and then run it back up to the top where it plugs into the thermostat. Thermostat plugs into the wall. We set up the thermostat. Happy crickets, happy dubia, and happy G, because this will be done. Alright, we stuck them through the hole. Got to cut a little piece of this foil tape to secure the probe onto the heat tape. You want to get it all pressed on really good, because the last thing you ever want is for this to come off. So it's not the neatest job in the world, but it's going to be behind the bin. You're never going to see it. We just want to make sure it's on there nice and secure. Okay, so we have both of our probes secured. We have all of our loose wires zip tied up. All we have to do now, plug it in, program it, and off we go. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure. I know I violated the golden rule. I used the instructions because I wanted to put the probe where they told me to put the probe. And when I put that first probe on, I put it where I would have put the probe using the VE300X2s, which I've been using for years. But then it occurred to me, well, maybe that's not where Spyder wants it. So I looked in the book and it said for probe placement, visit http://www.spiderrobotics.com/support. Well, I guess it wasn't //, it was // whatever. Did it a bunch of different times, double checked my spelling. Page not found. Strike one, Herpstat. Fix your user's manual. I'm not angry. I'm just trying to help you. Uh-oh. It says right here in the book not to use aluminum tape because it can cause false readings. So we had to go ahead and take off the aluminum tape, and we used duct tape to secure it instead. Let's get it all set up now. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to press and hold the enter button until it makes a series of beeps, at which point you'll see a menu screen. Select access point. From there, you'll be able to access the device from a phone, a tablet, or from your computer. We're going to do it directly from a computer. We then go to our Wi-Fi settings. We select Herpstat, and it'll bring up this browser menu. We enter the login password, which the factory default password is SpyderAdmin, all lowercase. We're going to change it later. So once you're in the admin screen, you can change the name of the device. We're going to call it Luna Herpstat 2. We put in our email address so it can send us notifications. We can schedule intervals if we wanted to. We're currently not going to get them. We're only going to get emergency alerts, which is enabled. You can also enable emergency shutdown. You can reset the high-low tracking. You can enable upload to Herpstat, which is recommended when you want to access this information later or remotely. You're going to want to have it at herpstat.com. It's pretty straightforward. You set up the device, you set up each of the outputs, call it zones. The Herpstat 2 has 2 zones. We called zone 1 crickets. It's the top 2 bins in our rack. We set the heat mode to pulse. We set our temperature to 85 degrees. It's currently at 84.8. It's had a high temperature of 85.1, a low temperature of 84.2. It's currently running at 21% power. We don't have the alarms enabled. And we're currently not in air status. We're running normal. As for the second output, zone 2, the bottom 2 bins in the rack, we called it roaches. We also set it to heat mode with pulse. We set the temperature to 90. It's currently 90.1. It's had a high temperature of 90.1. It's had a low temperature of 88.5. And it's currently not running. Power is 0. The current probe air status is normal. No airs. So once you've done the initial setup and you've verified your email, you go to herpstat.com, enter your information, and this is where you find the remote monitoring of your thermostat. Same information you saw before. It also provides data charts for both of the zones. Now, what if we wanted to change any of our configurations? Now, certainly we can do it directly on the device, but we've temperature gunned the inside of the bins versus what the probe is reading, and we realized there's a variation there. So what we'd like to do is we'd like to modify the configuration of both of the zones. So we're going to click configure the device, output 1, temperature is 85. We're going to bring that up to 90. Now if we did have an alarm, this is where we would set it, but we don't currently have the alarm enabled. So this is somewhat of a moot point, but we'll go ahead and set it to 95 and 85. We'll submit that. Same thing with the roach bin. We're going to bring that up 5 degrees as well. We're just going to type it in. It's been submitted. We're going to hit save and exit. We get the beeps acknowledging the change. Take a look at our status, and there you go. Crickets is currently at 83.4 with a new setting of 90. Power is now at 18% because it's coming up. Roaches currently at 86.7. We have a new setting of 95. It's going to work its way up. This little box is loaded with features. All right, so there you go. The Herpstat 2 right here at Luna Geckos. You know what? All in, we're going to give it 4 moons. Just because we haven't been using it long enough. Might end up being higher, might end up being lower. We'll see how it works over the long run, and we'll let you know. But as far as today's concerned, that's going to do it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please like it, comment down below, share it with your friends, and above all, hit that subscribe button and ring that notify bell so you don't miss content like this. But you know what? You know what you'll never miss? You know, don't you? That's right, Sunday. Every Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Right here, Luna Geckos channel. New episode. And don't forget the merch, lunageckos.shop. So until next time, I'm G. That's Miss Poppy Dog. That's Handy Dandy. We're Luna Geckos. See ya. What? No, I'm not doing that. Alright, give it to me. Dear Florida. Girls in Florida. Girls in general. Florida fish and wildlife. Unicorns. Butterflies. Those who tattoo or are tattooed with a unicorn or a butterfly. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. It was a joke.
It sound right, boy.